All right, guys, I already did a message of the day, so I'm going to do another one because I believe there's many of you out there that need this message. And what that message is you don't need to clear your name in places that you never belonged in. So keep it moving. Welcome back, all my free thinkers, to another episode of Grow Rich, Grow Happy, that place where we follow the breadcrumbs to wealth. And I have an interesting episode for you as we're going to be talking about ZBCN and Kaspa. Now, the idea for this episode came from a few videos back. Someone in the community here, they wrote in the comments, do a comparison video of ZBCN and Kaspa as of which one we should hold more of, or just hold, just hold plainly. And I said, oh, this is an interesting topic, as I believe I can do some education with this one on how I decide which I should hold, if either, and how much of each. Well, that's determined by the person who has the cash flow, right? But it's also a good way for us to look at these two cryptocurrencies that are meant for two different things. And then that's how we determine. So this is going to be an educational episode, and I'm going to make this super easy, as I hate the test. Let's just put it that way. I detest making crypto super hard to explain. It doesn't have to be complicated. I keep saying that. And that's another reason I wanted to be in this space, as everyone has different ways of learning, and everyone don't really want to get really deep into the weeds. I believe that when it comes to investments, it shouldn't be super hard to understand, and it should be a way that the ordinary common folks out there that's not in the streets like us, these crypto streets, they can look at it and say, okay, I'm going to make my choice, or I'm going to hold both of these assets just based on a few easy to understand facts. So if this is the way you like your crypto presented to you, or even if you don't, it's another way that you can look at things, then this is the channel you want to be on. My name is Mr. Foresight, and I'm all about the mindset here. And I believe with the proper mindset and the tools, you can make your life much better financially and mentally. That's the important part. So do me a favor, for returning subscribers, smash that like button. For returning viewers, subscribe to the damn channel and smash that like button, guys. As always, look down below. I got a few things down there for you. I got a cold storage wallet. Both of these assets that I am talking about today can be held on a Tangent cold storage wallet. 10% discount if you use my code down below. It does go to support the channel. Check out growrichgrowhappy.com for all of the tools and different things that I have over there for you as well. A lot of it is free. Whole lot of it over there is free. I got an upcoming newsletter too for you guys, and that's free as well. You do get a gift for signing up. And check out my book that is available over there, Overcoming Self for Crypto Wealth. It will be on Amazon here soon, and in some of the bookstores as well. So I want to thank you guys always for supporting this channel, for supporting the vision, becoming free thinkers, and supporting my effort in getting you to believe in yourself. Okay, with that, guys, we're going to talk about both. We're going to talk about ZBCN because we love us some ZBCN, but guess what? We also love us some Kaspa, as I refuse to touch my Kaspa back. And although it is being drained right now with this crazy market, and it looks like it's going to go down even further, I still stick to my original thoughts on Kaspa, and it's not going to change that it is a big use case for it, as they are not a blockchain, they are a block DAG. And guys, already know how I feel about ZBCN, but I want to help you guys make your mind up, and also shout out to Kaspa and the ZBCN community. So I did something for you. I made a chart, as I always like to do. I put in the work, guys, so you don't have to. So we're gonna jump over here, and this is my little spreadsheet, and I want to first, and this is a good way, And I suggest that if you're trying to, and I still have some more cryptos to do this for in my own spare time for me, but this is a good way to separate the noise when it comes to crypto projects. So here we go. I got ZBCN and Kaspa right here. This is a good way to determine. So what is the primary use? When it comes to cryptocurrency, I always tell you guys, I tell you in the book, what is the use case for this crypto project? Because once you can nail that down, then you can say, should I hold it? Should I hold it? Or better yet, how much of it should I hold? And what's the future look like for this crypto? So for the ZBCN, I know all you guys, you're not confused, but some people might be. Primary use, real-time income and payments. Great example for that is, let's just say many people, let's just say probably like 90% of the world, probably even, I don't know, it's just a large majority of the world. They are getting paid, either weekly, bi-weekly. For some salary workers, they're probably getting paid every month. Now, if you caught my last video, I flashed it up here. Things are going to get worse before they get better. You look at what's going on right now, and Trump wants to put this 10% cap on credit card companies. That's going to drain a lot of people out of the credit card industry. A lot of these banks are going to lose money, but what's going to also happen, the fallout is going to be a lot of people are going to lose access to that emergency way of spending that they had with maybe their credit card. So a lot of people are not going to be getting approved for credit cards, or if they do, they're going to have a low limit. So when you look at that, and you look at the fact that most people get paid every 2 weeks, let's just put it that way, you're going to need access to funds a lot faster. So something like a ZBCN network, as things continue to build out, is going to be a godsend to everyday people. So what that looks like is somebody getting paid every 2 weeks. And then as ZBIC continues to make its way, it's already done broken to the banks and all of that. But as it continue to make its way throughout these small mom and pop companies, or just companies in general, and it's going to continue to grow, they're going to have the option to be paid around the clock, instant, nonstop. Do you know what they can do with money like that? They're not going to need access to credit cards. And if they do have a credit card, it's going to enable them to actually probably pay that down a little bit faster, or better yet, not have to use it because they have real cash super fast. So ZBCN, that's really what you need to know. Honestly, that's what you need to know. All the other stuff that we're always baking into it, that's fine for the real hardcore crypto fanatic that still, I need more reasons to get in. What banks are they with and all that? That's fine. But that is this use case. So that's why at the end, I invest in it. That right there, because I see that is only going to strengthen its case, and it's going to build as time go on. Now, so that's its primary use. Everyday analogy, just getting paid daily. I just explained that. Main audience, workers and payroll systems. That is it. That's going to continue to grow. People are going to continue to work. Yes, AI is going to take a lot of jobs, but you're still going to need people. So that's a reason why holding ZBCN to me is just a no-brainer, because you're always going to have payroll systems and workers. Easy, cut and dry. What adoption looks like, and I pretty much explain that as it continues to roll out, but businesses integrating real-time pay. Businesses are going to have to do this. They're going to have to, or else they're going to lose out a lot of these valuable employees to companies that do use ZBIC. Because I'm not working for somebody who paid me every 2 damn weeks when I could work over here in company B and probably get a little bit less, but what's the bonus? I'm getting paid around the clock. Why wouldn't I choose it? That's just strengthens our case, or your case, for why you want to hold a ZBCN. But the question was, okay, so where does Kaspa fit in? To do this, you have to separate the two. Totally. They're meant for two different things. When we get over here to Kaspa, primary use, instant transfers and network adoption. So Kaspa's network needs to be adopted for it to increase in value. It's going to have to get more use. But why would it need it? Here's everyday analogy. Sending a friend instant money. That's what Kaspa is meant for. So a lot of you out there probably thinking, well, isn't there a lot of other networks that you can send money instantly? Yes, technically, but it's not going to be as fast as Kaspa. Period. Hands down. You're not going to be able to send money fastest. So let's just say I'm at dinner and I want to send a family member, say $20. Some of my cousin or something say, hey, let me borrow $20. And I say, okay, you got a Kaspa wallet, you got some Kaspa or whatever, download the app, open it up, I'm sending you $20. I send that Kaspa, that $20 worth of Kaspa. I press that button and bing, they got it just like that. You're not going to be able to do that as fast and secure with other networks out there. Hence, they have the block DAG. So for something like this, again, you're still going to need network adoption. You're going to need people to use it. So I look at something like a Kaspa and I say, okay, that's the difference between these two. Okay, I can pick it up on maybe a Uphold or something. But who's interested in it? I look at Uphold. These guys never fail. They pick projects for a reason. But I say, what's the use case? Okay, sending money. You want to be able to send money. You want to be able to do this super fast and not have to worry about any network hangups or worry about someone, getting access to it. You want to use a Kaspa. For somebody like me who likes to diversify, I want to have something like that. I missed out on Bitcoin. I'm not going to miss out on something like this. Again, ZBCN is probably going to explode faster. I'm pretty sure it's going to explode faster. Matter of fact, I know it is. But Kaspa is something like that. You know how you got your digital gold? When it comes to Bitcoin, it would be like your digital silver. By the way, have you seen how high silver has moved up? My goodness, precious metals, guys, get you some. But so Kaspa would be that bet. And as things continue to build out with these guys, it's only going to increase in value. But you have to be patient when it comes to something like a Kaspa. That's more so, I say, for storing wealth, because it's going to have its moment. A lot of you don't believe it, but it's going to have its moment. Now, main audience, crypto users and everyday transfers. So if you believe in cryptocurrency and you believe that crypto is only going to continue to increase with usage down the line, then you want to hold something like a Kaspa. But that's not financial advice. Do your own research. But I'm telling you a use case. I'm making this super easy for you because a lot of times people get caught up in the weeds. And that's why some people do get they get tribal when it comes to their crypto. They get blinders on. They can't see any other crypto besides their crypto. Well, if you're going to be that way, you need to stay in those weeds and really understand it. I'm just giving you an overview, giving you a way to look at it that's super easy to understand. So if you're trying to send money to someone, a family member or something, and you want to do it quick, fast, this is what you want to use. What adoption looks like: people sending value instantly. It's going to come a time when and it's here now when people look at the speed. How fast can I send this money? How fast? They need this ASAP. I don't want to mess this up. They need it like right now. Then Kaspa is going to be the one that you want to use. I hope I made that easy for you. So now we're going to go with price, because again, when it comes to cryptocurrency and anything really, where you get in and how soon you can get in. Like right now, it's back to that opportunity when I first, actually I got in a little bit lower than this, but it's heading to it. Oh my goodness. It's hurting my feelings. But if nothing has changed with this usage, and the reason is here, nothing. It's fair launch. There's no funny business with Kaspa. It is what it is. You don't have to worry about a company or corporation owning more of it than people out there. No one actually got a head start on you when it comes to something like this. So getting in now, and it's down 68%, guys, in over the 1 year. Getting in on something like this is one where if you got some extra money, this is a great time to be buying it and just setting it aside. Just set it aside. because you do. And I say hold them both because you jump over here and you look at something like a ZBCN network. This is one, you know, look at how it's done over the year. Over the 1 year, it's up actually 237%. Now, if you want to look at where it's at on the top 100, it will be breaking into that 100. I already know that top 100, but it's number 222 versus a Kaspa that's already in the top 100 at 93. Now, this to me is safe money, but that's just me. I've already evaluated it. I've told you and shown you its use case. I know what Kaspa is all about. I look at it just keeping it easy, keeping it simple, and say, okay, this is cash money, but it's going to take a while. ZBCN, they've increased my confidence in them with all of the things that they've done, their communication style with the community. So I look at them and I say, to me, this is cash money too. But why choose between the two when you can choose them both? How much you put in either depends on you, depends on your risk profile. But always think about how much time you have and your long-term goals when it comes to what you want to do with the money and how well off do you want your family. So think back to Bitcoin, how earlier people got in. I mean, this is an opportunity in both cases, just in crypto in general. I think the opportunity we have now is not going to present itself in this fashion for many moons from now. This is that wealth transfer that people talk about and over talk about so much, but this is it. You let me know, which do you hold? Or do you hold either? I know pretty much a lot of you guys hold ZBCN, but how many of you guys hold Kaspa, and what's your thoughts on Kaspa? For more videos like this, just let me know down below and I'll see what I can do. To the next one, this is your boy. I'm out. My heart.